Like the example I like to use is the riff in Beautiful Creature. Watch how I talk about music, where it's like it was his idea to play that riff the reverse.
Yeah.
And I was like, and apparently, like, I never studied songwriting. I never took guitar lessons. Just learned from YouTube and shit. But that's like that's a good that's a good trick, is to like reverse the riff.
Yeah.
Inversion. It's an inversion or something, whatever the term is. And
there are a lot of people who play guitar who don't really ever like access this fact that like rhythm is just as deep and vibrant as like melody theory. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like all of that stuff has so much like.
wait,
Just 2 and 3. That's it.
right?
1 2 1 2 1 2 is 6, or is 1 2 3 1 2 3 is 6.
Yeah.
And 5 is just 1 2 3 1 2, or 1 2 1 2 1 2, or 1 2 1 2 1. You know, it's like there's a 1 sometimes, but it's mainly just 2.
Bravely bold Sir Robin rode forth from Camelot. He was not afraid to die, oh brave Sir Robin. He was not at least bit scared to be killed in nasty ways. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin. Michael Palin's my favorite.
Yeah,
I love him, man. He's funny.
yeah. It's really hard to say.
Sir
He's the best.
Galahad. Even all like little side characters, you know. And I got it, and then the bartender asked Hunter what he wanted,
Oh shit.
and Hunter was like, "I'll have what he's having," but I thought he was getting a water, and I knew, and so like I was just like, "Oh, bro, you dropped that on me like now? Fuck!"
Alex had to keep his cool and shit. Blues and shit, obviously.
Yeah.
There's other genres that you can play, but there's like the saying, I forget who said it. You might have told me this. If your favorite guitar player isn't Jimi Hendrix, his favorite guitar player is Jimi Hendrix.
That's funny.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Super awkward and like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
I suck. You know what I mean? Like it.
Have more popularity with a song that people can sing.
Right.
Like maybe it's not super high and like crazy waily like a Led Zeppelin Robert Plant vocal.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something more like that I could just sing right now like this with my talking voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like people can just.
Have you ever been to a club where people wee on each other? You know, have you ever drinking Bailey's from a shoe? This one's called The Closest You Can Get to Bailey's Without Your Eyes Getting Wet.
Not so much the name. Actually, like Greta Van Fleet might be one of the examples of a band actually going up and not just one guy
You're
with
totally right.
with an army behind him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. That is one thing I'm happy about, because like you look at bands like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, they're like the most left field band possible and break every industry rule, yet they're super popular. I mean, their music is great, and then like that's like the appeal of Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, I think, is that like, you know, kind
Or
of
the Ramones.
Or the Ramones, yeah.
Yeah.
The simplistic way of putting music together that has such a huge impact.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, you can hang out here, but don't try to drink." You know?
Yeah,
And we're not gonna say you can't come in.
exactly.
It's your band. You're having the after party. You guys play well. Just don't try to drink.
Nice.
So what does the fucker do? He gets somebody to buy him a drink, and then he gets kicked out, and then we get like banned from there when we all change at the same time, and it's like, what's going on? Like, come on, what is that? Like,
Dude.
So true.
like we just feel it on a dime. It just changes, you know?
Like literally that right there is one of the reasons why we've stayed so passionate about our music, because that is something that Winton also could do.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
You know
yeah,
what I
we
mean?
fell into that, noticed it
Yep.
early on.
Very early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And that was one of the, dude, like it blew my mind the first time we ever did it.
Yeah.
When I was just like, oh my God, this change is working right now?
Yeah.
No way.
For everybody, Alex isn't a fan of the Beatles, and it's probably my lifelong goal to like get him to be like. My goal is just to get Alex to be like, yeah, they're not bad, whatever.
They're okay. I realized, too, if you just go to the first show and you just give them the joint and then kind of fuck off,
Yeah.
and then the next time you go see him, you give him another joint, they're like, that guy gave me a joint last time.
I can confirm that is how it goes. Dude. What's the funnier aspect of that though? He likes
Covers of the
those
Beatles.
covers.
Oh my god!
I like
that's
covers
so
of the
true.
Beatles.
that are like what? Is it like
pop
punk?
Perfect, dude.
There's a band called Me First and the Gimme Gimme.
Yeah, me and Alex collabed on a song once. I wrote the guitar, you wrote the lyrics. Wasn't that how it was, kind of?
We collabed on
On the guitar too.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, but then the riff, diddle-it, 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 ended up being Atomic Seven.
I was gonna say.
The rhythm ended up, yeah. It's so fun. It's like we just played a show, and now it's 3 a.m. We're driving home, and we're not going to get there till 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And maybe Alex is just going, vagina, vagina, but hole.
Previously.
My goal is just to get Alex to be like, Yeah, they're not paying, whatever.
They're okay.
1 week later.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Literally pointed at me and said, "Oh, he's scared, he's scared." Because I was like looking, I wasn't scared, but I was looking back at them like, what are they about to do?
Yeah,
and then
you
all
were
of a sudden, they all just started beating on my vehicle, and like trying to like I locked the doors in the midst of this, and I just threw the car in reverse and started backing up as they were beating on the car.
Jesus.
And then I swear to God, this like 6-year-old kid was like on the left front fender basically, and like fell off the vehicle, and I almost ran him over. Luckily, I hit my brakes, and he got up and ran, and then I sped away.
Damn.
It was crazy.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
I
Those
like
are
those.
both from Revolver.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. What else is on there? What else is on there?
Which is the one that...
Taxman.
Yeah, Taxman's great.
Eleanor Rigby.
Taxman has one of the like that tone on that guitar.
So good.
Stupendous.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well,
Pretty important.
I'm pretty sure too when it first came out, it was called the Contraption,
Yes.
and that is why
Oh,
people will
trap.
call it a trap set.
Right.
Because it was originally called the
I
Contraption.
remember you saying that. That's good.
Les Paul.
Right.
The guy inventing the electric guitar.
Right.
I mean, can you think about
Insanity.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most insane thing is that the same guy invented
Multi-tracking.
and reverb.
That's the. Oh yeah.
Mega Man X was
Mega
my-
Man
oh,
11.
I loved Mega Man
Side
X.
scroller too.
Yeah. It's brand new.
Cool.
And
Well, I gotta put it down.
you should.
Dude, especially if it gets any type of nostalgia flow, nostalgia flow.
I have to be in the right mood for video games these days. Like, I find like there's like a game like Vampire Survivor or like an arcade game. I can just play a short little bout of it. But I feel like games these days
yeah.
are getting more and more like these epic endeavors where I gotta
Absolutely.
invest like 200 hours into it,
Yeah.
which is all well and good. But I don't always feel like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Isn't Zelda 1 kind of especially what's the word, significant because you can go anywhere
Absolutely.
right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the feeling that they want these games to have.
But it's
You know?
it's
Yeah.
very much ahead of its time.
Yeah, that
It was
game.
very
yeah.
revolutionary in terms
It's
of games.
so nuts to me.
At least my opinion. So
Yeah.
for me, when Halo came out, like Combat Evolved, like I didn't have an Xbox, and all my friends were playing Xbox, and my mom and my dad got me one that Christmas, and got me Combat Evolved, and what we used to
Well,
do.
this was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a kid, right? And
Thanks.
we would. One of my neighbors had a bunch of friends, and me and him were friends, and we would get together and play on like split screen all the time.
Yeah.
And then we had 8v8 games.
Yeah.
For hours, like all day Friday, like every week, and that really solidified my love for like multiplayer video games, and I
Sure.
really saw like I was like, man, like if this was something that was accessible that I could do regularly,
Yeah.
I would do that. This is amazing. When Halo 2 came out, they started really doing like online matchmaking and stuff.
Yeah.
They were like kind of like more or less the like pioneers of like the matchmaking system sort of deal. And then I was like, oh, online gaming. This is the literal shit. This is exactly what I want out
Yeah.
of games.
I never liked online gaming because I was always a fan of like the couch co-op, like the being in the same room.
Yeah.
Like me and Chris, my roommate Chris, we're playing through the Last of Us games because the show's out.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to play that game by myself. It's like because we watch the show together, I feel like I watch him play a little bit, I play a little bit. You die,
fun.
you switch the controller. Like
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like couch co-op used to be for one-player games too. You know, I went over to his house before he moved over here, and he just had a Nintendo with like
We have a story with that, yeah.
the Lost Levels, like not even.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
not even Mario, not even Mario 1, but the Lost Levels. And I was
That's our story, dude.
I was just like, dude,
I mean, I've always had like some like decent influence in like jazz and stuff like that. I really like jazz, and like jazz drummers, it's more like ride snare and like very much in the same way that is where the bass drum is more to like accentuate things and not as much to like hold things down. Like
Yeah.
It's like to pull that hit in there.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Especially in jazz. What makes a blues solo interesting is when it's not just blues,
right.
Yeah.
right? Like if you hear a blues guitar player, you're like, oh, this is great. But when he does some kind of move that's like, oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
You kind of go, oh, now I'm listening again.
Yeah.
Right.
Stevie
Like,
Ray Vaughan does that really good.
Yeah,
Where it's
Stevie
not
Ray
just
Vaughan
like
is also
by the box.
But sometimes he does. Stevie has like these licks That you
Yeah.
could almost be like Stevie Lick 1.
Yeah.
Okay, Stevie Lick 2.
Back
And
on.
all those rounded licks that he's doing,
Yeah.
so you could basically play 3 notes and then grab a different note each time he goes up to it.
Yeah.
And it's like you can just
It's a loop.
do
yeah.
it forever.
Yeah.
Like
That's
he's.
what I was doing in the van.
Dude, honestly, I love Derek Trucks.
Who does he play with?
My
That's
guy. He had Derek Trucks band, but he was playing with the Allman Brothers with Warren Hayes, and
Sick.
I saw them when I
That's
saw
where
them
you saw
when I
them,
was a
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Those two,
Right.
left and right. And
Same style with the thumb picks, right? Or
no, Trucks is he basically uses his index finger
Gotcha.
because slide's a totally different beast.
Oh,
than-
right,
than
right,
thumb
right.
picking.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're playing slide, you have to use your thumb, the meat of your thumb, to lay across the strings you're not playing. And then your index finger or whatever fingers are happening there are going to pluck the note.
I don't know, just one too many beers, I guess, and I fell asleep on the couch in the control room of the venue. My phone dies
Oh yeah.
during this.
Starts to snowball.
So at this point, it's maybe 10:30, 11. The guys are out. I'm asleep. They try calling me. Can't get a hold of me. They go to the bar.
yeah, they figure you're there.
They're like,
That's still
okay,
the venue.
this is what we'll do. So they're drinking. I'm sleeping. I wake up. I'm like, fuck. No one checked the control room. The entire venue is shut down. All the doors are locked and the lights are out. And I was like, fuck me. So I found a phone charger, turned my shit on. I go to the bathroom, and then when I opened the door, it set the alarm off. So I call Travis, and there's an alarm. He has this on a voice memo on his phone. I call them, or Trevor does, I think. Trevor recorded it. I call them. There's an alarm going off. I'm taking a shit. It's this guy eats fucking Big Macs
Yeah.
every day.
You kept
And
getting
he's just
shut
a
down,
giant
too.
jackass. Oh yeah, plenty of times.
I mean,
because
that
I started
struggle
making
with
overt jokes about killing politicians.
Yeah.
I overtly was let's decapitate Mitch McConnell. And I think that's fucking hilarious. Even Republicans at this point, I think, believe that. You know what I mean? This guy's a terrible guy. I think
worst.
that is, of course, it's satire, but it's just I stopped giving a shit about the political correctness. I don't know if you guys are Bill Hicks guys, if you're familiar with this, but he has this bit that isn't a bit. He goes on stage and he's like, who here works in advertising and marketing? Fucking kill yourself. You're the devil's spawn. Everything you do is evil. And then they start laughing. He's like, this isn't a fucking joke. He's like, and dude, it's unhinged, but it's beautiful. He's like, oh, no. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. The angry dollar. Oh, the angry dollar. That's a volatile dollar, but it'll get you. No, stop fucking putting a dollar sign on everything. And he just fucking goes off. And it's just you know what I mean? That dude was a fucking weapon of a human being using comedy to get existential, to make you fucking feel
He
good.
was one of the first people.
But yeah, his personality over the years has he's so fucking wholesome, dude.
Yeah,
Love it. I fucking love it. But he has a family now, so I mean, it's got to be part of it and everything. I just love seeing that. I love seeing artists or just people that are fucking rich and famous that are just fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's like
Nickelback.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
fucking huge.
They're obviously good.
They're obviously good.
What do you mean they're not good?
Yeah.
You just don't understand.
You just don't understand it. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that 100%.
That was me with Led Zeppelin when I was a kid.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
That would be my
I
second
was
one,
like-
Pain. I done
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't
It's
do
the
it.
worst
don't
thing
do
that
it.
ever happened.
Please don't. It was. I regret doing all.
Do you
of
ever
that.
do any experimental chemicals, like research drugs?
Yeah.
What they're saying is
I was stealing candy sticks from.
getting stoned in ways you shouldn't, and stealing. That's
Yeah.
that's the same type of behavior.
The thrill.
You know what I mean?